Very soon, you can celebrate 7 years of the House of Songs at an unforgettable evening of music, collaboration, and community. And here to tell us more about the legacy of the House of Songs and how you can participate in this upcoming event is Troy Campbell. Welcome back, Troy. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
It's always a pleasure to come here and be here in the morning and feel your energy.
We love talking about House of Songs, but for people maybe who aren't as familiar, remind us of what you do.
Well, what we do is we bring together musicians, songwriters, particularly from about 30 countries, to actually meet together in a physical house with the whole purpose of importing, creating export of our artists by having these new works, new friendships, and opportunities and bridges.
So let's talk about maybe the growth that you've seen just over these past 7 years, and you're bringing in artists from over 30 countries. That's amazing. Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, that was the purpose, is to learn more about each other, but also those countries go back and they talk about the wonderful musicians they met here and that they have these new friends. You know, the byproduct of that is we've seen a lot of touring, things that artists hadn't been able to do before. By simply having a friend and an advocate, they were able to go over and probably not have to do 5 empty shows. They could start with a show that had a crowd.
Yeah. And you kind of reciprocate that as well, because people will come over. I mean, we've had people on the show, you know, from Denmark or from other places.
Egypt, Pakistan, everywhere we can.
And they come here and they also get to play to a packed house.
Yeah, so one of my favorite parts is having someone like Zoe Vikaji from Pakistan, who's a massive star there. She's lovely. She came here and she's got 250,000 Instagram followers and was just posting about, I had never heard of this place and I was treated so wonderfully. And those are the things that make me feel great.
That's amazing. So kind of in that same breath, how have you seen the music scene in Northwest Arkansas change over the last 7 years?
Well, I've changed with it, but what's nice is to see the ability to identify more artists. When I first got here, it was 2 years of experiments of just trying to do things where I could meet more artists, because a lot of it isn't advertising, it's just seeing where the community lies. And so you try to get with groups of musicians and see if they talk about each other rather than themselves, and I found a lot of that. And so it's changed in that I think people outside of Northwest Arkansas can identify more names of artists from here, and that to me is usually an indicator. When I was from Austin, back in the 90s and 2000s, you couldn't get arrested outside of Austin, but you were kind of famous in Austin.
Right,
and so famous, here I love seeing artists like Bonnie Montgomery, Willie Carlisle, Jasper Logan, other folks starting to be identified outside of here. And that's exciting for me.
That's great for us too.
Can you give us the details on when and where that's taking place?
The anniversary is at the Momentary Roadhouse, and that's this Sunday, September 22nd. And we're going to start around 4. We've got some fantastic artists, some surprises as well too. We'll have cake, but we want it to be open, and it's really a thank you.
Yeah.
You know, it's our 15th year as a House of Songs worldwide. But I moved here, 5 years ago because I loved it so much, to raise my family here.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, that's a shout out to the community, saying that what we're doing here is really amazing and incubating these fantastic artists that are going on and making a name for themselves.
Yeah, and the community has tons to do with that too. Just the support that we feel from the audiences, people. We like to say we love interested people rather than interesting people. So when you're interested, I think that's the most exciting thing you can have in a community.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If an artist wants to get involved with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
I think reach out first online and watch what we do and look at what we do and know that you're welcome. What we want to do is try to find out where you are, and so by doing some of the more public things, it's to create aspiration. So we have a physical house 1 block away from the Momentary, a 3-story Victorian that's only used for music and events for the public. And so we want you to feel like that's your space.
That's amazing. Yeah, reach out online. You see their website right there, houseofsongs.org. Troy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much,
Hey, it's been a privilege to be here again, and I hope everybody comes out Sunday, because I just want to give you a hug.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Get that
Give
free hug. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you see some details right there on your screen. We'll